One thing I hear from people a lot in appointments when they're first meeting with us is people say they don't want their dog to lose their personality. Oh, I say that first normally in a lot of appointments as I'm kind of explaining how it all works, and then people tend to agree with that statement. But every now and then somebody will beat me to the punch and they'll say, I don't want him to lose his spirit. I don't want him to lose his personality. And I always say, I couldn't agree more. You're kind of jumping ahead of my sales pitch a little bit here. But I always tell people, by the end of training, we're looking for 3 things. So we're looking for your dog to know the basic commands. We teach 8. I'll run through them very briefly. Sit down, go to place, stay, walk on leash nicely, like loose leash and heel, recall, come when called, leave it, drop it, spit it out, and then password. Don't go through thresholds or do X behavior until I give you permission to do so, right? That's the commands. Second piece of training, work on taking away the bad stuff that your dog is doing now, jumping, pulling, bolting, not coming when called, pottying, things like that. I always tell people the goal of bad behaviors is 2. Goal number 1, they either A, go in completely. We never have to deal with them ever again. That is the ideal, right? B, the second option is that if they do happen, it's seldom, and you know how to handle it when it pops up. And I always tell people, because your dog is a dog. I can't say your dog's never going to be naughty ever again. That would be unrealistic of me as a trainer to sell you false expectations. So I always say, and if the behavior does happen, the goal is that it goes away. So that way if it does happen, you know how to handle it in the moment. So that way we can ideally stop it from happening again in the future, right? That's the second goal of training. Third goal is then train your dog around other dogs, people, distractions, things like that. And we do that through our weekly games and events. We host an event every Saturday you can bring your dog to. We go to all sorts of fun, Crosstown, Lowe's, Home Depot, Shelby Farms. We come up to our shop, the room for training is right behind me. We do all sorts of stuff. It's games, classes, events. It's current clients, graduated clients, and they bring their dogs. We train, socialize, have a bunch of fun. And the idea there is like the byproduct of that is if you come to those, you'll then be able to take your dog like on better walks, go to the vet, groomer, out on a patio to hang out and have while you're eating dinner on a patio, something like that. And so those are like the 3 big training goals. Add the good, take away the bad, train them with distractions. Always say, if we do all that, that should turn your dog into a wonder dog, right? That's kind of the big idea by the end. And I always say, and we want your dog to be a wonder dog, but we don't want your dog to be a robot or a police dog, right? Like take Sully, for example. We love Sully how he is. Wouldn't want to change a thing about him. If he walked a little better on the leash, though, we wouldn't have a problem with that. We love him how he is, though. He's amazing. He's the best dog. But we just want him to not pull on leash, right? And so that's kind of the explanation I always give people. And I think we do a really great job of doing that.
I think we do too.
I didn't write this down, but like another kind of thing I'm thinking of right now is because like a lot of people say like, oh, I don't say it necessarily like this, but the sentiment is like, oh, I don't want him to be scared of me. I agree. I don't want your dog to be scared of you either. I do. We talked about this probably a few episodes ago. I feel like we want you to be the leader of your dog.
Absolutely.
But not in like an overbearing way where you're not like, it's not like big macho, like I'm the boss or anything like that. We want your dog to respect you and listen to you without having to shake a bag of snacks or without having to correct your dog. Like we want your dog to listen to you, but it's built on relationship and consequences, like positive and negative consequences. But we want your dog to, listen to you, but not fear you. And then with that, they should respect you and listen to you, And so that's kind of the idea too. And so like overall, I'm in agreement with a lot of our clients who come to us. We don't want to change their personality.
Nope.
We don't want them to be a robot or a police dog or anything like that.
No.
And we don't want them to fear you. We want you to be, a calm, confident leader. I think I stole that from the dog whisperer, calm, confident leader.
And training is fun.
It is, should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are certain things in training that like just by nature are not fun. Like if you're working with a dog who's like super anxious or fearful, like sometimes you got to work them through that. And that's not always the funnest thing to do. Or if they're maybe a little aggressive or reactive or something like that, you have to work through situations that are inherently not fun to get to the fun part, which is, okay, I can walk my dog peacefully, Yeah. And so like sometimes when you're like working a dog through something, it's not fun. Doesn't always look great. Sometimes it's just not fun. But overall, on the whole, we want the training to be fun or whatnot. So,
well, the results at the end of it is it opens up more opportunities to do more things with your dog, and that's fun.
Yeah. I just think of the dog that we had here today. We had 3 dogs here today. Fridays are normally a little slower because we only have 1 trainer here. I know it's just a little bit slower of a day altogether. Anyways, we only had 3 dogs here today at the shop. And one of them came in like super nervous, like originally, not today. originally came in super nervous, like would like nip at strangers because she was like scared of people. Like had never really been outside, so she like was like always just like looking around, like ducking her head when she was walking outside and stuff. A completely different animal. I think she's 5 weeks in or 6 weeks in or something like that. I mean, just a completely different animal. Like today when she walked in, she walked up to me, she's wagging her tail. Wagging her tail, just having fun. She's jumping on the walls today, acting a little too crazy, as a matter of fact. I mean, she was, and then she's just a different dog, though. Like, she let a stranger pet her today. She's just, and so, anyways, I think about that. But, like, sometimes, like, working through that kind of stuff, it's, like, sometimes not super fun to, like, make a dog confront their fears, and then get over those things. But the net result, the result is overall much more positive, And I know that guy's super happy. I mean, I talked to him. He's very happy with, like, the results and, like, his dog and how she's progressed and stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
Did we tell everybody about what you did? Was it last week where you'd made your obstacle course?
I feel like we did.
Did we?
I feel like we did because I feel like we recorded on Friday.
Okay, because Zoe's owner was absolutely thrilled with what you'd sent her. And
I texted her today too, actually.
Yeah, and then I told her, I asked her, I said...
We did talk about it on the podcast. Yeah, we did. It was on last week's episode.
But I asked her, it must have been after we did the podcast, and I was like, so which video did he send you? And she was like, oh, well, she went up and sat. I said, did you not see the bridge? She was like, no.
Oh, yeah, I didn't video that.
I said, oh, my gosh, Deanne, let me tell you. I said, Zoe was like backwards and forwards on this bridge.
Yeah. Let me explain to people what... I don't know. Maybe I'll remember and I could try to get Ian to put the video in. But basically, I made like a ramp with place beds and I hooked it up to the crate. And then I put a place bed on top of the crate. And then I connected 2 crates by making a place cot bridge. And then I put a cot on top of the other one and then a bridge off of it, a ramp off of it. Anyways, I had a lot of fun. The dogs had a lot of fun.
She was loving it.
Yeah. I mean, she was.
And when you put her back on the wall, she was disgusted because she wanted
me out.
She was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, it was fun. Anyways, I was making her like bounce back and forth from like cot to cot, and she was like literally just running over the bridge.
Yeah,
run over the bridge.
No fear whatsoever.